Guys, welcome back to Human Condition. This video is another video in our astrology series. This one is, what does it mean to be a Cancer ascendant / rising sign? Also, I just want to say real quick, thank you guys again for the 100 subs. I really appreciate you guys. So thank you guys so much for that. And yeah, what does it mean to be a Cancer ascendant? What is the ascendant sign? The ascendant sign is basically how we act and how we're perceived by the world. So the ascendant sign also has 12 houses that come with it, and each house kind of correlates with a different life aspect potentially. In situations we might occur in life, it suggests. So for Cancer ascendant, it would be the first house is in Cancer. So this would be actions and the way we're perceived, which is the ascendant sign, as past home and family, emotion, and emotion-based. So these people are positively, like all signs, pros and cons, positively very emotion-based, family-based, and hardworking. Cons is they could potentially be moody, but they make up for that with how caring, nurturing, and family-oriented they are. For the Cancer ascendant, the second house is in Leo. This second house represents love and money, so it suggests where we find friendships, how we achieve friendships, and how we acquire our wealth sometimes. So love and money is in Leo, which is a sign of confidence, ego, and self-expression. So for Cancer ascendant, these people might achieve their friendships and love and money, wealth from, they might be potentially good actors because of how emotionally expressive they are. They can be, they might be very confident, good actors, great expressing themselves. So they might achieve their wealth, potentially to suggest, from their high level of confidence to pull off almost anything, and their charisma and their leadership abilities. Also from being able to express themselves, and since they're so emotion based, it's easy for them to express themselves successfully. The third house is ruled by Gemini and Mercury. And the third house is communication and intellect, what the sign talks and thinks about a lot, and their perspective. So for the third house, for Cancer ascendant, would be in Virgo. So this means communication intellect is in hard work, determination. Virgo is also actually the sign of communication intellect. So communication intellect is in communication intellect, which I know sounds kind of confusing, but it just means that they're always thinking about the next time they can have a chance to express themselves or share their opinion, because kind of relates with the second house of expressing oneself. They're always thinking of when they can express their opinions and share them, but specifically Virgo is also a sign of hard work and determination in the workforce. So they might be very money oriented in a good way, business oriented, on how they can achieve more finances, more wealth potentially, and more job opportunities. They might always be focused a lot on new job opportunities, and kind of the Virgo is a sign of, I do this for you, you do this for me. So that kind of might be their mindset potentially. For positively, can be mainly positive, but maybe have some negative traits as well to that. But mainly very work ethic oriented. I help you, you help me kind of mindset potentially. The fourth house is past home and family. So this is the seventh sign of Libra. Libra represents friendship, specifically one-on-one friendship. So this suggests that Cancer's relationship with their families, they have really strong relationship with their family, which makes sense because the first house is in Cancer. There's identity, basically the way they act, how they're perceived, emotion, family. So, past home and families and one-on-one friendship. Uh, so this suggests that a lot of the friends they might make in childhood, um, uh, they might have good one-on-one connections with each family member potentially. Um, how they make friendships is based on their emotional expression more so than other ascendant signs potentially. The fifth house is a Leo, creative expression, and confidence and ego. So for Cancer ascendant that's in Scorpio, uh, Scorpio is a sign of uh, intimacy, death, and transformation, which I know sounds kind of intense, but it just basically means the sign of growth and challenges in life and where we can grow. Um, Also, the death part is more so not actual death, but like growth, a part of us, a part of our old self changing and growing into a new person. So this being the fifth house of creative expression and ego, they might express their growth, how they've changed throughout life, and they might have a big change through life, but more so they might express their personal growth more often. They might also have changes from how they used to express themselves, maybe more express their emotions more later in life, but also or maybe express their emotions less later in life. With Cancer, more people, Scorpio is a sign of interpersonal emotion. Cancer is a sign of regular emotion. So it kind of makes sense. Cancer is always expressing how they feel. So when people express themselves back to Cancer ascendant, it's usually how they feel as well. So, and that's Scorpio. Sixth house, Virgo. This is a sign of reality. And it conflicts with this 12th house, which is a sign of secret dreams and desires. And that's kind of like one of the coolest houses, in my opinion. So with Cancer, their dream is, in 12th house, is communication, intellect, sharing their opinion more, and being local, and being local, sharing their opinion, communication, intellect, sharing their ideas and beliefs. But the reality, which is the sixth house, is like your work life. Reality is a sign of a Sagittarius, which is learning new things and traveling. So this is kind of one that kind of conflicting because Cancer is the sign of past home and family. You think they'd be more homebodies, but this suggests that these people might more likely have jobs traveling. So that's the reality. They might want to stay local and just social network like Gemini, which is their 12th house. But in reality, they might be forced to travel and not social network quite as much, or at least have a job that is about learning new things or teaching others. Their seventh house is in Capricorn, which is friendship, exact opposite of their first house. So usually the seventh house is the type of friends you have, and the type of people you attract, similar to the fifth house. The only difference is seventh house is the people themselves, whereas the fifth house is the creative expression. For example, fifth house is how Cancer expresses themselves with others and how other people express themselves with the Cancer ascendant. Seventh house is the type of potential people, and how Cancer is with their friends and how their friends are with them. So the Capricorn, at the seventh house, reveals that suggests that potentially, since they're very emotion based, and homebodies, at least try to be, they attract people that are very responsible, hardworking, and reputation oriented, such as Capricorn, which is and so their friends might be very well known, very outgoing, whereas they might like to kind of be more behind the scenes unless they're like working. So it also suggests with their friends, they actually might show not that they're irresponsible, but show an ability to suppress their emotions when they get chaotic more often with their friends, and to be responsible with their friends. And even though sometimes they might struggle with irresponsibility because it's emotions, with their friends, they might all of a sudden have a good sense of responsibility, and their friends also help them build a sense of responsibility. And it kind of makes sense because the third house is communication, intellect, what they talk and think a lot about. They talk and think a lot about work, like with their work ethic and making money. So the friendships can help them, and they might attract friends who like, oh, we see you are trying to make money and are very focused on trying to achieve it, and their friends are very business oriented. So it kind of makes sense that they attract very business oriented people into their lives. The eighth house is in Aquarius. This is the sign, a cool house as well. This suggests what each ascendant's struggle point is and where they can learn and grow in life. I talked about this in previous videos. For Cancer, their struggle point is in society. Their goal is to express their opinion more and social network. However, they have a hard time because they're very home oriented, very family oriented. So the challenge is maybe going out in society sometimes, and also not letting the emotions get the best of them. Also, they might more focus on their family than the society as a whole. The debate behind family or society, and so that's maybe where their struggle point could potentially be, is going out in society potentially. And once they're able to do that more often, they'll be closer to achieving their goal, which is Gemini, of social networking and sharing their opinion more. So that's their eighth house. Their ninth house is learning new things and traveling. So a Cancer ascendant might. Ninth house is in Pisces, which is sounds kind of intense, but it's self-sacrifice and self-isolation. This just means a sign of empathy, giving up one's own desires for other people. So, in the Sagittarius, the ninth house is learning and traveling. So they might often travel more just because other people are more interested in traveling, and more for maybe just to get away from everything. Maybe they might like. Cancer is a very reserved sign, so they might travel more so by themselves. Actually, now that I think about it, to find themselves, and also because their job kind of might require it. 10th house is in Capricorn, which is their reputation, future and success. So with Cancer, it's in Aries, which is passion, independence, and trendsetter, leader. Positively, this means they can be seen as very independent, well known for being themselves. And negatively, seen as impulsive, maybe a little aggressive potentially, and just because their actions are motion based. Impulsive, positively independent and trendsetter. Negatively impulsive, reckless, maybe potentially aggressive. Again, just because they have a hard time handling their emotions a lot of the time. 11th house is society. How they interact with society, how society interacts with them. This one is in Taurus. Taurus is a sign of love and money. So this kind of goes back to how they're very money oriented or focused, and job focused on how they can get new jobs and finances. So society, they might view society as very group oriented, friend group oriented, um, uh, um, friend group oriented. That's how they might view society as like money oriented, um, high designer oriented, and society might view them that way as well. Because typically, another thing I forgot to mention with Cancer Ascendant is they're very uh, luxury oriented. They're very typically very like nice things than finer things in life potentially. So society might see them that way, and that might be the kind of ties back to the third house of trying to make more money and trying to grow uh, serious friendships. It kind of all ties together in a way. Um, and finally, the 12th house is hidden desires and dreams. Cancers is in Gemini, which is social networking, communication, intellect, and sharing their opinion. So they might have a hard time doing this because the past might have been very shy, and that they're trying to have personal growth, to become more express their emotions more or less, so they can achieve a better relationship with society. And yeah, so this was the Cancer Ascendant. In conclusion, it all kind of ties together. It's simply the Cancer Ascendant usually they're family oriented, growth oriented, trying to become more finance oriented while maintaining a good relationship with society. Um, uh, and they might struggle sometimes at one point with social networking and communication, sharing their opinions because they're reserved nature. Uh, so yeah, they might, but their goal is to grow more as people and help other people grow, achieve financial success, and maybe more so than financial success, achieve financial luxury, achieve a good support group, friendships, kind of almost like build empire in a way of success, maybe through like real estate. So yeah, this was what does it mean to be a Cancer Ascendant? I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thanks again for watching. Like, subscribe if you want. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.